Hi guys, let's just wait for 5 minutes. I think more people will join. Then I will start. Am I audible? Can someone just reply if I'm audible or not in the chat? I'll start in 3 minutes. Okay, then let's start. So, welcome everyone to the GCP Console demo. First, I would like to apologize to everyone who missed the chance to participate in this program due to the preponing of the deadline. The case was that Google had actually just set aside 20,000 number of people for this program, but by the end of 29th midnight, around more than double the people had registered for this event. So Google had to actually prepone the event. But don't worry, all those who had missed it, uh, we all the DSCs had asked them, and they had confirmed that in around 2 to 3 months, they will again conduct this GCP cloud program. So yeah, though don't be sad, you will get a chance again. So moving on, uh, let me explain what this GCP console demo will provide you guys. So here I will explain to you how to get the 600 credits from the URL mentioned in the mail. So many guys have been telling me that they didn't receive the mail till now. Don't worry, you will receive it by tomorrow midnight. And when you do, you need to follow the process that I'm going to show. So yeah, let me just. So yeah, when you guys will get the mail, it will be something like this. This no reply starred mail, 30 days of Google Cloud. You need to open it and it will look something like this. It will be this one actually. And remember guys, you need to complete a lab called a tour of Quick Labs. Completing that lab, you will get the 600 credits. To get to that lab, you have to click this button. But remember, you have to open it in incognito. The reason is that while you guys are using the GCP console, uh, it actually registers some cache data. The cache data gets stored and it causes problems during further labs because what QuickLab does is it creates a dummy Google account and you guys need to use that account to actually use the GCP console. I'm going to show it to you. You don't need to panic or be confused about it. So yeah, the process is you need to right click this button and say open link in incognito window. So once the incognito window opens, it will look something like this. You can see it's showing incognito here. And the reason you need to use that button to get to this lab is see the URL. Normally, if you just go to quicklabs.com and search for a tour of QuickLabs, you won't get this URL. This portion, this EDUCR DSC 30, this code is the thing which will help you to get the 600 credits. So remember that. So once you get to this lab, you need to join it using your using the mail ID with which you registered for this program. So just sign into Google. I use my college email address. And like this you'll be inside. And remember that before you press the start lab button, check if the code is being displayed above. Because as I mentioned previously, this code is the thing which will get you the 600 credits. I believe that this code will be different for everyone. Everyone, you'll get different codes for this, and only by using this code, you'll get the 600 credits and officially be a part of this program. So yeah, click on Start Lab. Yeah, you see, the lab is open, and now what you need to do is you need to open Google Console. So here you see it's telling me to sign in again, but here don't use your normal email ID which you have used to register for the event. You need to use these dummy username and dummy password, log on to that dummy account because all the Google resources, the cloud resources which you will actually work on has been registered under this dummy account. So you need to copy the dummy account username, paste it to next, again return, copy this password, paste it, and next. You see, you have logged on to your account. So this is the dummy account name. Just tick the box and start. And remember guys, if by any chance you logged in through your normal email, just look at this, the project name, A386 something, and over here to A386 something. So if by any chance you logged in through your normal email ID, the project name showing here will be different from the one showing here. So by that you'll get to know that you have done something wrong. So always use this username and this password that is being shown on the left hand side to log on into the GCP console to do the labs. So once you're in the lab, just let it open. Scroll down in the tour of Quick Labs and Google page. and you will see some questions. Yeah, actually, what Google wants you guys to learn, right? So if you read everything before it, you will be able to answer all these questions. Like, this builds a temporary environment. Like, what builds a temporary environment in Google Cloud? The Start Lab button. You press it, and you'll get a temporary account using which you can go to the GCP. You can use the GCP resources. Then what happens when the timer reaches zero? Well, when the timer reaches zero, the dummy account which had been created, it gets dumped. So you will lose access to all your temporary Google environment. That's true. Some labs have tracking, which suppose yes. When you will do further labs, there'll be a checkbox over here, like a number, like 0 out of 100 will be mentioned over here. By progressing in the tasks that you need to do over here, this thing will increase, and as the score increases, like if it's out of 100, you need to complete like 100 out of 100 to actually end the lab. So yeah, there is tracking in some labs. That's true. In order to receive the completion credit, you must complete the required hands-on activities. Yes, you need to complete the hands-on activities to actually get the points to fill up the bar that will be over here. That's true. Um, yeah. What field is not found in the left panel? There's nothing about system admin over there. So you remember that I told you guys that a dummy account is created. So normally the dummy account is in this format, like Google XXX student at quicklabs.net. I think you can see it over here. Uh, yeah, you can see it over this Google account. See student 01666 at quicklabs.net. So this is the dummy account which was created for you to access the GCP resources. So yeah, that kind of thing is created. And as entity for anything you build with Google Cloud. Yeah, so everything that you are going to do in Google Cloud, suppose you are going to make a virtual machine in the cloud, or you're going to deploy app in a Kubernetes system, it will all be done under a Google Cloud project. You can see it here, project number, project ID, project name. So everything is related to a certain project in GCP. So whatever you do, the entity is always built in respect to a Google Cloud project. QuickLab is shared with all QuickLab users. No, you will be able to delete or modify everything. So QuickLabs does give you, I think so. Actually, even I'm not sure. Yeah. So QuickLabs does give you the ability to delete or modify everything you do, because yeah, that's the reason we use cloud, right? If we want to deploy some apps onto the cloud, we want to control how it is working. We want to allocate the resources. Suppose today only 5 people are using my app, which has been deployed in the cloud, and I had only allocated around 1 gigabyte for it. But tomorrow, around 15 people are going to use it. So I need to allocate more. So yeah, the allocation has to be dynamic. I have to be able to change everything according to the need. So I am able to modify and delete the resources which are provided to me. This is the project. Uh, yeah, QuickLab resources. The project is wrong. It's actually the Google Cloud resources. That's the thing. QuickLab is just a medium. Like Google made QuickLabs to actually enable students to train in the GCP platform. So yeah, it's the Google Cloud resources, not the QuickLabs resources. Moving down roles and permissions, like there are various roles that one can assign. You will learn more about it later when you're going to do the tracks in cloud engineering or the ML track. So what offers the platform services. Means this is asking the how can you access the various uh, things in the Google Cloud platform. So as you come here, here it is. You can create APIs, use Google APIs over here. You can change admin settings over here, create a virtual machine. Sorry, create a virtual machine in the compute engine, create a Kubernetes engine, create a virtual machine, create various storage types, create your own VPN and other networks, monitor the activities over there. So yeah, everything you are going to do in GCP, you can access to this panel on the left. And this panel is called the navigation panel. So to access everything on the platform, you need the navigation panel or the navigation menu. This I don't know. Yeah, this one I didn't at all. Primitive roles set project level permissions. So it is saying that the primitive role means when you are starting project, you're given a default role. So the default role that you're given is like an admin role, right? Because you can access and change everything, all kind of permissions. That is the project level permissions. And yeah, don't worry. If you are by chance selected the wrong option, you can again go and select the correct one. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, here Google is asking that which kind of role actually provides all the viewer permissions plus permissions for actions to modify. So obviously it's the editor role because in viewer role you can't edit or change any permission. In owner role there isn't such thing as owner role. There's only viewer role and editor role. So moving down, when you start with labs, enable APIs, no, you don't actually need to manually enable APIs. Most of the basic APIs like Cloud API, or you don't need to. What am I doing? You don't need to actually start the APIs like the Maps API. There's Kubernetes API. All these are activated by default. Some special APIs are not activated by default, and you can't actually access them in this GCP platform normal. You need to pay for those. So they don't actually come under our syllabus or under anything that you're going to do during the cloud tracks. So don't worry about that. Normally all the APIs that you're going to use will be activated by default. Yeah, so at the end it's done. So if you guys don't want to actually go through all these questions and just take the correct ones, you can do that, but do wait for 5 minutes over here. Like the lab was for 45 minutes. Don't end it before the timer takes 39 because Google needs to actually verify if you have done the lab or not, and it can only do it if you have used the lab or been in the lab for more than 5 minutes. So remember that. So once it's over, do end lab. Yeah, I want to end it. Just cancel, and it's done. The lab is ended. Just and see, I just refreshed the page and it's showing 600 credits over here. Remember, right, that before it there was 0 credits over here. So complete the lab, complete all the questions shown below. Do remember to log in, log into the GCP platform. This is called the GCP Console actually. This whole blue page. So you need to log on into it. Be here for 5 minutes, and during that time finish all the questions which are down here. And after that, if you just refresh your page, you will see that 600 credits has been added to your account. And by using this, you can do the regular tracks which has been mentioned before, and it's also present in the 30 days of Google Cloud website. So yeah. So yeah, now I'll take your questions. Ashwit, you never got the mail. Like as I said before, don't need to worry. You will get the mail by tomorrow midnight. The Google was actually like all its servers were choke blocked. You see, as I mentioned, there were only 20,000. Google had only like kept aside 20,000 accounts for all this project. Google is going to give 600 credits for free. You realize that? 600 credits is paid. It costs about $24 for 600 credits, and it was planning to give it for free to 20,000 students. But now, like by 29 midnight, around double that amount had registered. That means about 40,000 had registered, and by 7 p.m. yesterday, I they had told me that around 50,000 people had registered. And yeah, so they had already like gone way beyond their quota. So yeah, don't worry. Even though servers are choke blocked, Google has assured me, and they want me to tell you that you guys will get the mail by tomorrow midnight at the latest. So don't worry. Any more questions? Any? Guys, if you have any other question regarding the this cloud program, you can comment it in the live comments. I can answer that. Or is it tough to complete the 30 days of GCP for a beginner? Mm, I don't know. Like last year, there was a similar program. It was called the GCP Crash Course. I had never done GCP before, and I had tried that. I completed it. It took me around a whole month to do it, but yeah, I somehow completed it. So, is it tough for a beginner? I will say it is a bit dragging. Yeah, it's a bit dragging. You need to like refer a bit, like in the later quests. Like there are, I think, about 6 quests, and after I guess about the third or fourth quest, you will need to search a little bit on Stack Overflow and such platforms to actually see. Like most of the things have been mentioned in the cloud, in the what to say, on the Kick Labs platform, that how to do the labs, how to complete, what you need to do. But like the challenge labs at the end of each quest, they'll be a bit tough. So you can try it. Try the first quest or the second. If you feel a bit difficult, obviously it's voluntary. You don't need to complete it. So yeah. Are there any prerequisites? Mm, Prerequisites in that sense, no, there are not any hard and fast prerequisites, but uh, you need to do a bit of coding in some of the labs. The coding will be very simple. So if you have a basic knowledge of data types, arithmetic operations, that will be enough. There are no very hard coding in this. So don't worry. As I told before, this is all a learning experience. Quick Labs was made to learn. Like it's not a test. So everything will be mentioned in the quick labs page on the lab page. And if you need anything extra, you can just search it up on Google, and most of them are answered on Stack Overflow and such platforms. How many hours did it take to grind on the courses? Uh, like as I mentioned, it took me around a month, and I was not consistent. I didn't sit every day on it. I sat like around 4 days a week or something, and each day I gave around 2 to 3 hours maximum. Like that time, holidays were going on, so I could give that much time. But like as you all know, MSCs are coming up for third years, and I think for second years too. So like you need to manage the time, right? Like don't give too much time on this. If you think that it's getting way out of your hand and you need to concentrate on your studies more, do that. I guess studies are more important than this. So what if I already finished the lab but not in incognito mode? So yeah, if you didn't finish the lab, first of all, did you get the credits? Like if you got 600 credits, then it's okay. Then you are in the program. If you didn't get 600 credits, try it again in incognito mode. I can definitely say that you will get the credits. If you don't get the credits, even after doing the lab which you got in the mail, remember you have to open the lab from the mail link on that button. Right click on the button, open in incognito. Like after doing that, completing the lab, if you still didn't get 600 credits, then do give me a personal mail. Okay, you got the mail. So did you get the 600 credits or not, Kritika? Okay, any other question, guys? Any other question you can just say it. Then we'll wrap it up for today. Like, I don't know. Like what happened? Like you got the mail, right? So if you got the mail, just try it again once in incognito mode. If you don't get the credit still, just you know my number, right? Everyone, you can just DM me. I'll look into it. Don't worry. So I guess that's it. There are no other questions. Yeah, Ashwit, you have to do the first lab completely. Just like I showed, it doesn't matter if you have done that lab before or not. What you have to do when you finish the lab, actually a message is sent to the Google servers that has tried this lab with the special code that I showed you in the above URL over here. So once someone completes the lab with that URL, the special URL, Google servers get to know that someone has actually participated in this 30 days of cloud program, and they send you the 600 credits. So actually, it doesn't matter if you have done the lab before or not. It's actually free lab, right? Just do it again in incognito mode, and I bet that you'll get the 600 credits to do the further labs in the 30 days of Google Cloud program. Don't worry. So I guess that completes our meet today. There are no more questions. I'll wait for 1 more minute and then we'll wrap up. Okay, then, guys, I think you guys have no more questions. So, anyway, if you guys face any problem during the labs, like to get the 600 credits, do DM me. I'll look into it and try to solve it. So, yeah, happy coding. And I believe that those of you have registered will be able to complete the 30 days of cloud. But yeah, don't forget that you guys have to study too. Like, this is totally voluntary. Okay. So yeah, goodbye, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.